by 100,000 every year. We know that our NHS is struggling, and that's because the majority of people, now I know that's not you, rely on getting ill and the NHS fixing them. And this is the world that we live in. So prevention is the second part, prosperity. And we've referred to this already. Funke gave me a wonderful segue into this. Thank you, Funke. So basically, in order to be healthy, the majority of us need to have the resources to be able to do that. Would you agree with me? What do you think? Yes or no? Yeah. It actually costs a little bit of money to be wealthy. And in my programme, not only do I concentrate on how to prosper in terms of what you want to do with your career, but I also give my clients the opportunity to work with me so that they can pay for their nutrition, so that they can pay to be healthy. Does that make sense? Raise your hand, please. Cool. The fourth thing, and there isn't any self-development program, there isn't any lifestyle program, and Tosin talked about this earlier, that doesn't establish your purpose. Because without having a purpose, without knowing where you are, you're never going to get to where you need to go. And my program also, this is the icing on the cake. This is the difference between you going to the doctors and then saying, well, you need statins, and 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 you need statins, or metformin, or whatever it is, and treating us all like some sort of herd. Yeah? Is that familiar to you? You get 10 minutes at the doctor's if you're lucky, don't you? Yeah, and you're only allowed to talk about 2 things nowadays. Don't come to me with a list. And with the clients that I work with, we actually dig down deep and we perfect the way that I help them to achieve good health. So there are 5 systems. The Healthy Starter Program does what it says on the tin. I am a bit excited about this bit at the moment because if you know anything about health, and particularly if you now know my story, 90% of you is genetic. 10% of you is genes, 90% of you is to do with your microbiome. Ooh, that's a big word. That's your gut flora and any bacteria and everything that's on your skin. And this is really exciting because when you learn to reset your microbiome, this helps you to prepare for the journey that you're going to take from here to here. So it's got to start there. It's got to start with what is it about your life and our stressful lives in the 21st century that is making us all fat, sick and tired? Yeah. And what are we going to do about it? The second one is the Easy Energy Elevator. So this is all about the 3 easy ways in which you need to take care of yourself to prevent illness. The Advanced Success Solution talks about that prosperity and how you can develop the income that you need that is relevant to you so that you can do what you want, be where you want, with who you want, whenever you want. The rapid realignment process, we very often start with this because in order to make that journey. So can you imagine, have you ever been in a car and anybody got a sat nav, or do you use your Google Maps nowadays, yeah? So would it be ridiculous, would you agree with me, if you, well, so I'm going to Liverpool, but I'm not actually putting in the coordinates of where I'm starting? That would be madness, wouldn't it? Because you can't, you may get there eventually, but actually you may not. So the rapid realignment process actually looks at where we're starting from so that we can make the journey. And finally, this is the bit about you, and particularly for women, because there's a massive bit in here about hormones, the total body blueprint. By the way, guys, you have hormones too. The total body blueprint actually looks at down deep into things like blood sugar issues, hormones, and about building health, because you see, I believe that we should stop treating symptoms and instead we should start building good health. You might want to write that down. We should stop treating symptoms, instead we should start building good health. And I call this the Your Heart Matters program. It's an online course, I'm starting one in a few weeks. I'm not here to tell you anymore, but you will have my website, and all the details about this program is on that website. But what I am going to do today is I'm going to dig down into the Essential Energy Elevator. Now, Anna, I think, talked about the importance of water, didn't she? Okay? So, you might know that, did I mention I'm a Pilates teacher now? I think I did, yeah. So as a Pilates teacher, I see an awful lot of people with back pain. Raise your hand if you have back pain or if you know somebody with back pain. Yeah. Okay, one of the biggest reasons for people coming to me with back pain is simply because they do not drink enough water in a day. Okay, so your spine is made up of all of these vertebrae that look like this. Yeah? So you've got all these vertebrae up your back. Is this familiar to you? And you've got these bits that stick out, the bits that you can feel here called the spinous process. And basically your spine runs pretty much down the centre of your body. And in between each of these vertebrae, you've got these little discs. Have you heard of these? Intervertebral discs, little cushions. Okay. So I need to demonstrate this. Is there somebody that could be a volunteer? Is there somebody willing to be a volunteer for me, please? Come on, girl. She's up, down like a yo-yo today, isn't she? So I know this is Mary. Mary, give Mary a round of applause. Okay, Mary, I'm going to touch you. Is that okay?
No problem.
You've got no problem, that's good. I probably should have warned you about that. Okay, so Mary, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to put your hands here, please. And I'd like you just to turn around and look that way. But I'd like you to keep your hips forwards. So just turn and look over that way. No, I like you.
Okay. Like this?
Yeah, like that. And then I'd like you to slowly, please, to turn and look the other way. Yeah? Okay, are you watching? Yeah. Right, okay. Now, Mary, what we're going to do, put your hands down for a minute. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to have your feet a bit more hip width apart and parallel. Okay, bend your knees, just soften your knees slightly. And I'd like to imagine that you've kind of got a bit of a weight just hanging off the bottom of your dress there. It's just tucking it in under. And then I'd like you to really think about being super tall, as if you've got some helium balloons pulling you so that you're very long. Oh, no. Bend your knees, bend your knees, bend your knees. Okay, now stay where you are. Can you feel that these muscles are working now to keep you upright?
Yeah.
Don't nod. Good girl. Okay, now put your hands back where they are. Right, now very slowly and gently, I'd like you to turn and look to the right. That's the left. All the way around your body as well, top, not just your head, your body. Yeah. And the other way. No, that's just your head. Okay, let's try this again. So we're going to turn this way and then this way. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Excellent. So do it just as you did before. Yeah. Just turn one way and then look the other way. Yeah. And then the other way. Right. Okay. Now stand up really tall for me. And I'd like you to do it again. Oh, there we go. Okay. So what's happening, because I can see it, is that she's got much more movement. If your spine is collapsed like this, okay, you're not going to be able to get very far. But if you are nicely elevated, can you see how much further I can get? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Just so there. And that's because I've elongated and I've opened up the spaces in the vertebrae. Is this making sense to you? Raise your hand if it's making sense. Now, if you are dehydrated, so if you don't have that 60% amount of water in your intervertebral disc, guess what happens? It does that. And this causes back pain and it causes immobility, which is why you see people as they get older do this. And when they talk to you, they go, yes. Don't they? You know, they don't turn and talk to you, they go, yes. Okay, so let's thank Mary. Thank very much. Oh, Mary. Should we give her something? Should we give her something? Toasting gave something away, so it's about my time. Okay, so you see my book here? Oh, it's not there. The Heart of a Woman.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a free copy. Actually, you all get free copies of my book if you go onto the page, if you pre-order them. But I'm going to give you 20 copies with a special code.
Okay.
And then when you send people to buy those, I'm going to give you £10 each for each copy.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, I have one last thing to share with you. Oh, I have time. Happy days. Okay, so the second F in the Easy Energy Elevator is all to do with function. So raise your hand if you have a car or you've ever been in a car. Most of you. Have you ever seen those dash lights, you know, the things on the dashboard that flash up and down? So they're warning lights, aren't they? Yeah. So when the warning light comes on, it says things like, well, you've run out of water, or you need to top up your water thing, or you run out of fuel, or you need more oil, or you need to pump your tyres up. I'm not very technical with cars, as you can see. But you understand what I mean? Okay, now your body is the same. Your body has a dashboard that sends out messages to you all the time and says, pay attention to me because I need you to do something. Do you remember over here when I was, in hindsight, I was looking back at these 2 years? Do you remember that? I had lots of warning lights for 2 years that led me to that point that I was ignoring. So are you ignoring your flashing lights? I was listening to the radio the other day, and there was a guy on that said he puts a sock in front of his dashboard so he can't see his flashing lights. That's a bit crazy, isn't it? Are you putting a sock in front of your dashboard? Because this is how your body functions. It tells you, it says, I've got a headache. Okay, so have some water. I've got a headache. Oh, now I've got a pain in my knee. Oh, I know I've got, I'm feeling out of breath, or whatever it is. Those are your flashing lights. And your flashing lights will be different to your flashing lights. And it's about education. As Funke says, it's about educating yourself and listening to your body. So this is the slide I'm going to leave you with. This is a bit scary. So, you all look amazing from the outside. But this is your artery. So if you could do this for me, can you all do this? Josephine, can you do this as well? So this is your lovely artery when you're 20. Is there anybody here that is 20, by the way? Yeah. So your blood vessels look like this, and they are lovely and open, and they are the walls are lovely and smooth, and the blood flows down it so that it can take nutrients and oxygen to the bits that you need it to get to, and it can take away all the rubbish out of the cells and the organs so that it can be excreted. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay, look what happens as we get older. This is you in your 20s. As you grow older, and we all have arteriosclerosis, this is what happens. Gentlemen, this is the rate that you develop arteriosclerosis. Ladies, we're a bit protected, but we catch up with them here. Do you remember I said that? Yeah. Okay. So by the time you get to here, do this again. Now your blood vessels look like this. Now, do you remember I said to you that 1 in 2 people die of cardiovascular disease? Do you remember that? Yes. Truth of it is, we all have cardiovascular disease. And we all have it because of our 21st century living, the things that Funke is related to. The way that we live our stressful lives. Our bodies were not meant to be in this world. 50 years ago, our mothers, our grandmothers did not lead the lives that we lead, did they? It doesn't matter whether you're in this country or abroad. We're now all trying to be superwoman. Do you remember I was being superwoman? We're all getting, all men, we all have the stresses of everyday life, but we've also got the stresses of our toxic world. And part of the program is to help you to understand, and help my clients understand, what that toxic world is doing to us and how we can avoid those toxins. So what happens with this build-up of plaque here is that it causes inflammation. So inflammation is the root of all disease. And what happens is the blood pressure gets up. It's a bit like putting your finger over the top of your hose. Yeah? Yeah, put your finger over the top of the hose, the water comes out, harder, doesn't it? This is what's happening in your body now. High blood pressure in and of itself is the most important cause of cardiovascular disease and cardiovascular accident. What do I mean by that? So if you have a blood clot, so if this is the start of a blood clot, can you see this? So that could be a clot, or it could be a bit of cholesterol. If that cholesterol travels to the heart, then you have a heart attack. If that cholesterol travels to the brain, then you have a stroke. And if that travels to the lungs, then you have a pulmonary embolism. And what I didn't tell you about this day in November, this is my last thing to tell you. When the doctor was talking to me about all the things that were wrong with me, by the time my mother was 50, she had high blood pressure, she had high cholesterol, she was overweight, she had depression, she was agoraphobic, she tried to kill herself, She had a very stressful life, but not in the way I did. She had a stressful life with my father. And she developed cancer too. And at 56,